Hello and welcome to the Team Talk here on Hibs TV. It's another massive game today in the Scottish Premiership as Rangers visit Easter Road this afternoon. It's set to be a cracker as both teams come into this one full of confidence. The Hibs are 5 unbeaten and one of the informed teams in the league, whilst Rangers come into this one off the back of a morale-boosting 3-0 win in the Old Firm. We're all set here on Hibs TV and kick-off is just over 30 minutes away. Yes, hello, happy new year. We're still saying that. My name's Gavin Rittoo and you're watching the Team Talk here on Hibs TV. Hibs play Rangers this lunchtime, and joining me to preview this one is none other than Yogi Hughes, born and bred here in Leith, played for the club, managed the club. He's got an illustrious CV. Yogi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Had a nice quiet new year. Looking forward to today.
Yeah, you've got a kind of new role with the club. We've seen you quite a lot here recently. Can you just explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's all started with just knowing Martin in terms of the hospitality. It's doing an ambassador role for the hospitality. So when the guests come in, they see a friendly face, a face that they know. I've been coming to Easter Road since I was 10-year-old. So they're getting a little bit older, but it's all the same old faces.
Aye, definitely. Well, you're a fan first and foremost, but you've played for the club, captained the club, managed the club. How much does this club mean to you?
Yeah, it means everything. Once it gets a hold of you, you can never let it go. And I always say that if you're born and bred in Leith, then you should support your home team.
Yeah, definitely.
Saying that, as a young kid, I was a Celtic supporter, but as soon as I come to Easter Road and got the vibe and got the buzz, then it was all Hibs for me.
I definitely got the bug, and it's been a great kind of period for us recently over the festive period. 5 games unbeaten, including 4 wins. What have you made of the performances of late?
It all started at Aberdeen. That's when I started at Aberdeen. I would like anyone else. When you're walking about the town, walking about Leith, you're listening to all the Hibs supporters. They're all quick to tell you how poor it was. And I have to be honest, I've not been along. The last game I was at was Aberdeen. Remember, Aberdeen beat them 4-0.
Yeah, at the end of last season. Yeah.
I just says I'm going to take a little bit of time off here, but I was listening, and once, as you say, when Martin says, "Can you do this role?" You get to see the game. I said, "I'll get the juices flowing again, and I'll see it for myself." I thought sooner when I seen that, I'm saying, I know the last minute goal feels like a victory and gave them momentum, but even if it went 3-2, you're saying to yourself, I'm seeing plenty of spirit there. I'm seeing a real good organisation and a real effort and spirit. Luckily, Big Rocky got the goal, 3-all, made it feel like a win, got the momentum, and ever since then, every time I've seen them at the home games, Kilmarnock, Ross County, there's only been one winner. There's a real good physicality, a real good shape to them, and I'm really pleased for David.
Yeah, how much do you think that Aberdeen game was a turning point in the season? Because, I mean, the manager alluded to it as well. It wasn't just a last-minute equaliser. It wasn't just a point. It did so much for the morale and confidence of the group.
I thought Hibs were a better team. Now, when I was looking at it and saying that, I was listening to all the bad luck, getting man sent off, losing injuries, losing goals in the last couple of minutes, and I was taking that on board. The luck changed that night. Newell's goal, when they hit it, got the deflection and went in. Rocky getting the last minute goal, and that's what you need. And if you carry your luck, it brings confidence. Confidence brings momentum. It all goes in together, and that's why we're seeing Hibs on a right good run at the moment.
Yeah, and we have been on a right good run. We've had wins away at Pittodrie. We had wins, of course, at Tynecastle, beat Kilmarnock here at Easter Road. But the last one was on the 2nd of January, just 3 days ago, where we played St Johnstone at McDermott Park. Here's a reminder of the highlights from that one.
So Nicky Cadden again on this near touchline into the feet of Junior Hoyle. A lovely switch of feet there. Hoyle, great ball chance here for Hibs. Oh, it's off the post, or it's the defender, I think, maybe cleared it off the line. But it's nicked away from Tris Cadden, but he stabs it back and he'll get the free kick. The referee is, he's going to come across and have a look at the screen. Oh, no, that's a nasty one when you see it slowed down like that. Wolf. Yeah, the referee's going to his pocket. I think that's going to be a red card for Jason Holt. The Hibs fans behind the goals milking it. He'll vary it up a little bit this time. Does indeed. Hands it in the air. St Johnstone are going to have a penalty.
Yeah, I think the problem with that one, Cliff, because Rocky's not looking at the ball at all. He has no idea where the ball is.
He's literally run into Jack Sanders there, right-footed against Jordan Smith. Sends the Hibs goalkeeper the wrong way. St Johnstone have the lead. Nicky Cadden, plenty space on that far side. Decent ball in. Chance here. Hibs are level. The flag's up for offside against Martin Boyle, though.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. He's knocked the ball into the path of Martin Boyle, so down this near side now for Chris Cadden. Moves the ball across. St Johnstone scramble it clear. Chance here. It's in the net. Hibs have a goal. There's no flag up from the assistant referee.
Just what we needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was, but it'll be checked, I would expect, by VAR. St Johnstone were claiming for offside, but
Exactly where you expect Dwight Gale to be in these situations.
Yeah,
he knows exactly where to be, he knows what's happening.
Well, decides not to use him. Lovely ball, chance here for Triantis. Blocked by the keeper. It's in the net. Oh, it's just wide. Beat up, shape for the shot there.
Fancied it for a second, didn't it?
Plays out to Nicky Cadden. He somehow manages to dig the cross out. Oh, it's a chance. Off the top of the crossbar.
Yes, 1-1 it finished at McDermott Park. Yogi, looking back on that one, how did you assess it? Do you think it's 1 point gained or 2 dropped?
Well, it's actually 2 dropped if you look at you're playing 10 men and you know, for the whole of the second half, but that's never easy. With St Johnstone having a goal, having the lead, they're just going to sit in and camp in, and it's up to Hibs to break them down. And it's very, very difficult. Been there many a times as a coach, as a manager. Everyone thinks, oh, we're going to win this. It never ever works out like that. So you'll take a draw, you know, and it keeps the unbeaten run going. And if you're wanting someone to go and nick your goal, then it's Gailey, you know.
Dwight Gale is your man, yeah. You mentioned play against 10 men can sometimes be a hindrance. Did you find that as a player and as a manager that sometimes, although it sounds maybe a bit stupid, it's actually more difficult to play against 10 men because they kind of sit in and especially they got the goal just before half time. They were holding on for something, weren't they?
Yes, 100%. You've said it there. They've got something to hold on to, and then they just sit in there and camp in, and there's no space, no room to go and play your football. 9 times out of 10, you want teams to come at you, so you get the grass to go in behind them. So, and that wasn't the case second half against St Johnstone, but you know they persevered and they dug in there, and as I say, they got the equaliser. So you sort of take that, and you'll say, you know, maybe another day we could have won it, but you'll take that. And as I say, it keeps that unbeaten run going.
Yeah, you mentioned Dwight Gale earlier. He got the goal, his 3rd goal in 4 games for Hibs. How impressed have you been with him?
He's a proper striker, isn't he? He's a proper striker. He's I've seen it, his goal. I was so impressed with his movement for his goal against Ross County just before half time.
That was just over there, wasn't it? Yeah,
his movement was it's proper striker. I'm a centre half, I'm a defender, and sometimes when you know the ball's coming into the space, you hit the front area, make yourself favourite. He was across the defender just with that wee flick, took a gamble, and he's just got enough on it to put in the back of the net. His goal against Hearts was Hearts against unbelievable, great finish. And then his goal against St Johnstone, if you look at it there, it's come over his shoulder. And most strikers would hit that with their right foot. He's just clever enough just to let it drop with his left foot and just guide it in the bottom corner. He's a proper striker.
Proper instinctive finishes as well. You mentioned the goal against Hearts. It was a massive win, our first win at Tynecastle since Boxing Day 2019. What will that kind of do for the confidence of the lads? Because it proper lifts all the players, all the fans, the club as a whole.
I don't know, Gavin, if you've seen it. I just noticed the wee things and bits and pieces on the pitch, and I noticed that against Hearts. I was watching the highlights, as when there's a tackle going in, there's a high five, there's a slap of the hands, there's well done. That's a team spirit, you know. That's a togetherness that I'm seeing. And when you can go and take that to Tynecastle and beat them on their own patch, that just gives you all the confidence. You should not be afraid of anyone in the Premier League, and that's the vibe I'm getting with Hibs at the moment in time. I think David's got a right good shape about them, you know, the 5 at the back. There's a physicality, there's a bit of speed in there, there's a bit of talent in there that can unlock the door, and there's got players that can score goals.
You played in several Edinburgh derbies. As a player, what's it like to win them, to win here, to win there? What's it like?
Well, it's the bragging rights. You have to make sure you're doing the business for the fans, you know. And me being a local boy, I know what it means to the fans. But my best one was the Millennium Derby.
Yeah.
You know, when we're standing, we beat them in the tunnel. We honestly beat them in the tunnel. They kept you waiting at Tynecastle, so we're standing in the tunnel. And when they start walking down the tunnel, the veins were out the neck. And I turned around. This is serious. I turned around. I had Big Sean Dennis, Frank Soze, Mixu Patterlinen, Dirk Lehman, Russell Latapi, Stuart Lovell, and all the rest. And
An unbelievable team, yeah.
This is a man's team. I'm saying there's only one. And then Hart, at the time, Hearts had they were signing a few French players, Stephen Adam and Russi and all these guys, and you could see them all coming up the tunnel, paying homage to Frank. Oh, Frank, Frank. And then I'm as a captain saying, we've got the best Frenchman.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a god, and it's Mr. Soze, and it worked out like that. Frank scored a wonderful goal.
It was an amazing game. What was it like? Once the game started after the tunnel, what was it like to play?
Well, the best part of it was when Kenny Miller come on and Kenny scored the third goal, because the whole place just emptied and it was just all the Hibs fans at the back of the goal, and you're sort of saying that this is very special. This is what it's all about, and fantastic when the final whistle went to see the faces of delight and go and celebrate with them. And plus, you know, we were a good bunch of boys. But we always fancied our chances when we played Hearts.
Yeah, some great memories there, Yogi. Moving back to today's game, Rangers are coming here to Easter Road. Kickoff is at lunchtime, 12 noon. The games are coming thick and fast here around the festive period. Let's take a reminder of the last time we were back here at Easter Road. That was against Kilmarnock.
Pass inside to Vassell, well read by Rocky. And then Josh Campbell does well to win the ball back in midfield. And now Boyle has space to run into. Boyle whips a great ball in. It's Hoylett who had to score. And somehow from about 4 yards out he's missed. He still goes on into the box. It's a great run by Boyle. Gets it across towards Hoylett. Can't find the finish again. And a great chance. Here comes Nicky Cadden's delivery on top of the goalkeeper. It's 1-0 to Hibernian. And it's Nectar Triantis bundling in to put it home. His first Hibernian goal. And a huge roar greets the finish. Wonderful delivery. Robin McCrory simply couldn't come up to get it. And Triantis with the finish. Triantis out towards Miller, who does really well to spin away from Vassell. He's going to go for it himself and force a save from McCrory. It goes across and Rocky just couldn't shape himself for the finish. Dashes into the box, he'll go for a goal. It's pushed away by Jordan Smith, and then Iredale wins the free kick off of Danny Armstrong, and
he could be in trouble.
Yeah, he could be in big trouble. I think, did I just see the referee go to his pocket?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. This is going to be a second yellow card, and Danny Armstrong is off. Kilmarnock are reduced to 10 men. Let's have a look. I thought it was a delayed reaction at first from Iredale, but that replay suggests maybe it wasn't, and just as Kilmarnock had a great chance to go level, they now find themselves a goal down and a man down.
Yes, that was the last time we were here at Easter Road as Hibs made it 4 wins in a row to close out 2024. Yogi, it's been a really good run of form to end last year. How impressed have you been with David Gray and his ability to turn things around?
Well, I was disappointed with the supporters, you know, obviously because you're not picking up results. You have to give a guy a chance. And he's proved everyone wrong. There was a little bit doubts as he got the experience for it. 100% he's got the experience. He's worked with so many managers. He deserves the opportunity to go and manage a club. He's a hero at the club, and I'm absolutely delighted that he's turned it around. I'm at the stage now where you sort of say to yourself, don't get too big for your boots. You know, there's still a lot of work to be done, and David will know that. You know, I would still like to see Hibs playing a little bit more expansive, but what he's doing is getting the best out of them. Johan, you know, everybody says always fell out with him. He was arguing with the supporters not that long ago. I come and watched him. That man's he can be a match winner. He can be a match winner. He's got the pace. Boyley coming back to his best, starting to get his fitness levels again, coming back to his best, got his pace back. You know, and there's winners in the team. Josh Campbell plays off that striker role, but gets in the box. It reminds me of Pat McGinley. Pat McGinley never really sort of come back and played too much, but when it went in the box, the first man in the box scoring goals was Pat.
Josh gets himself in some really nice areas. Just touching on, saw the highlights there from the Kilmarnock game. It was by no means a classic, but we got the job done. Triantis got the goal, a 1-0 win. As a manager and a player yourself, sometimes is it about just getting it over the line when you're maybe not playing at your best?
Yeah, 100%, and it's down to the other team. The other team have to come out and play as well. And one thing about Derek McInnes, he's been in the game a long time. He knows how to set a team up not to get beat, not to concede. And sometimes playing a Kilmarnock team, it's always very difficult to break them down. And Derek likes to play on the counter-attack at times. So you have to, when your chances come, you have to take it. And I says that, I was up there and I'm saying it'll be 1-0 today, and it was great that Hibs got the goal. My belief about Hibs, I'm saying there's a physicality there. You've got 3 big centre-backs, you've got a good physicality through the team. And as you say, to score that goal from a set piece, that'll be a real bonus for David. Saying that, to lose a goal against Ross County was a real disappointment. Should never lose a goal for set piece, not with the physicality we've got in the team. If you're going to lose a goal, let it be good open play.
And get broken down or played through. Yeah, definitely. Just look at the game today. Then it'll be a different challenge here with Rangers coming to Easter Road. What do you expect from them?
When I manage teams and I played against the Old Firm, your players are up for it. You don't have to motivate them. That might sound a little bit strange. Players should be motivated for every game, but when the Old Firm come to town, there's a little bit spring in the step. You have to be at your best, or you could be getting coming off the back of a sore one. So that will not be in question in terms of Hibs being up for that. But I also noticed, being in management, when my teams played Celtic and Rangers, they gave it everything that they've got. And the next game when you played, there was a little bit dip in form and a little bit dip in energy. And I've got a sneaky feeling, I think Rangers have put that much in against Celtic to get that. I think there's a chance here for Hibs today. I think we're on good form. I think there's a real good chance for Hibs.
Yeah, because it can work both ways. You can look at it, Rangers will come into it full of confidence, having won the Old Firm, but then, as you said, you don't know how much that's going to have taken out of them. And also, I think Rangers this season, they've struggled a bit on the road. They've been very solid at home, but they've not picked up too many points on the road, which could play in our favour.
Yep, but one thing I'll notice, Rangers, it's like Rangers and Celtic, no matter home and away, they go and play their game. They'll go at Hibs. So there'll be plenty of spaces for all the things we're talking about in terms of the speed of Boyle, Johan if he's fit, get in there, Josh getting into the box. Been very impressed with the 2 Cadden brothers down the left-hand side. And I just feel at times when teams come at Hibs don't have to make the play. That's when Hibs are at their best, because they can exploit these spaces in behind with the speed, and hopefully that's the case today. Yeah,
definitely. It should be a cracking game here at Easter Road. Kick-off is at 12 noon. Right, time for a short break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll get the pre-match shots from David Gray. Back in a couple of minutes.
I'm getting some work done. Enough of that. I am totally winning! Oh, and relaxing.
Here's your order.
With a coffee, thank you. I love this film. I'm doing all of this on my way to Mum's. Because it's all possible on an LNER train.
Next stop, London.
And I'm almost there.
Yes, welcome back to the Team Talk here on Hibs TV. We're counting down to kick off as Hibs take on Rangers this lunchtime. Right, time to get the pre-match thoughts from David Gray. He's been speaking to Luke Shanley after he was announced as the Premier League's Manager of the Month for December.
We are here in sunny East Lothian, and that means at the Hibernian Training Centre it's Hibernian head coach David Gray who has won the Glens Vodka Premiership Manager of the Month award. David, congratulations, well done. Just sum up December from a Hibs point of view.
Well, obviously this is clearly a reflection on how well we've done. Firstly, this can only happen because of all the hard work and effort from all the staff, the players of course, and a massive thank you goes to them from me personally, because we have went through difficult times this season, but this clearly shows the belief that everyone's put in it, the hard work we've went through, and it really is a collective from everyone involved.
When you look at some of the results, big wins away at Aberdeen and Heart of Midlothian in the Edinburgh Derby, what did that say about the character, the mentality, and also then after both games the connection with the fans?
Yeah, I think that's something that's been, we weren't shying away from it. We had a really poor start to the season. We always believed we would turn it around, but I think when you mentioned the places we went and got big results, the character has been questioned a lot this season, but we definitely showed that in spades, and we've done that numerous times since then. I think you look at the run we've been on, so that's again credit to the players, everyone involved in believing in what we've been doing, which is great.
Yesterday you got that draw against St Johnstone, but this weekend it's Rangers. They had a big win yesterday in the Old Firm game. How tough a game will that be for your team?
It'll be really tough. I think naturally as well, just with the amount of fixtures over the festive period, it's hard to go back to back, and it'll be the second week of doing that. It'll be a really good game to look forward to. I think that's one thing I would say, and I think the last place that Rangers would want to come right now is the informed team in the league, which is ourselves, so that's the confidence we need to take from that. Yes, they're off the back of a fantastic win in the Old Firm game, but we need to take the confidence from the position we've put ourselves in, and how we've been playing of late, and take that confidence into the game. And it'll be tough, but if we can play to the best of our ability, we know we're a match for anyone.
It was a close game at Ibrox that we had live on Sky Sports earlier in the season. Is that something you look at and think you can go the step further against them?
Yeah, that's the aim, that's the target. It's a very different game at home as well, for the reasons I've just touched on. We're in a very different place for when we played them the last time, and I think that can only be a positive. But at the same time, you can't take that for granted. It will be a difficult game, but it's one that, as I've already touched on there, the players really need to look forward to.
Just before we let you go, it is January. Some players have already moved on. How many more do you think you'll move on, and how many will you get in this window?
I don't think you can really put a number on it. I think naturally, with the window being open, there will be ins and outs. There's obviously a few outs straight away at the start of the window. The work's been going on tirelessly for a number of weeks now, always looking to be proactive in the window, because you never know what can come up. And we've always said that if the right thing can be done, the club have been very supportive of me on that front, trying to try and make the squad better, and if it can be done, I'm sure we'll do that. We've also got a lot of injuries to come back as well. Even if you look at the matchday squad yesterday, the amount of big names that we're missing that'll be due to come back pretty soon. Kieran Bowie, long-term injury, Marvin Ekpateta, Joe Newell, Eli Yuhan, Miko. They're all players that have missed the matchday squad as well. So when you add them back to the group, we are in a healthy position. It's about now maintaining that momentum and positivity going forward.
David, many congratulations again on the award.
Yes, David, great in fine form there, speaking to Sky Sports after he was announced as the league's Manager of the Month for December. Yogi, how impressed have you been? We touched upon David Gray earlier, but that recognition for him must be massive for him and his coaching staff.
Yep, I'll give him a boost, and the coaching staff. David's the first one to say it's a team effort, but he deserves it. I'm so delighted, for him getting that. Because as I say, the team's been on a right good run, but he's put it together. Everyone says he maybe have stumbled on 5 at the back, but I'm 100% convinced he knew what he was doing. Get that physicality in the team, be hard to beat, and it's worked a treat for him. And he deserves it. And hopefully we don't sit back on our laurels, and he goes and gets Manager of the Month in January as well.
Yeah, well, he was the first Hibs manager to win Manager of the Month since Paul Heckingbottom did it in 2019. It was March 2019 that Hecky won it, so that's 5 odd years. You yourself, you won it as well. Do you remember when you won it?
No, I don't.
Do you not?
But
you won it with Inverness. I've got it written down here. You won it with Inverness when you were manager there, and because you obviously won the Scottish Cup there, but you got the club into Europe, and it was that season.
Never got one with Hibs, because when I was a manager at Hibs, we got off to a right good start. a right good start for the first quarter, coming up to the first half of the season. But you know, my memory and that. But I remember getting one for Inverness because I had to do a stupid photograph. Ryan Christie got the Young Player of the Year, and for some unknown reason, the two of us had top hats on collecting the trophy, collecting the awards. But going back to that, it's a team effort. Everyone, and David echoed that.
Yeah, he said in his interview there that it's about the coaching staff, it's about the management, but mainly about the players and how they've managed to turn it around. Were you one for recognition as a manager yourself, or was it more just about getting the job done?
No, getting the job done. And actually, I'm old school. Keep your head below the parapet, you know. And always, as I say that, when players get too big for their boots or you're getting wins, you're always sort of looking around the corner and saying, because you always know there's a disappointment there. That's how football works. So you have to be on your toes, wary of that. Also, what I'm sort of alluding to as well is you're just watching that players are not getting too big for their boots and you know, getting that swagger on. You know, I think Hibs are at their best when we stay humble and we stay honest and we stay together, and that's what I'm seeing. There's a real spirit amongst them. You know, we've talked about high five, slapping each other, picking each other up. There's a real spirit amongst them. And I'll tell you another thing, just touching on it, I'm delighted for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm absolutely delighted for the goalkeeper. When he come, I looked at his stats, never played much football. I seen him against Aberdeen, and I felt when he come to punch it, he could have done a little bit better. So you're sort of, ever since then, he's just grown in stature, and he's been absolutely fantastic, and good on him. I really am. That's what gets my juices going. You know, when you're a coach and a manager and you're seeing a player rising to his best, and he's certainly done that.
Yeah, he's been great. Got a clean sheet against Motherwell, and then again last week against Kilmarnock. You talked about team spirit and all that there. We're going to need that in abundance tonight as Rangers come to Easter Road. What do we need to do to make sure that we get a positive result this lunchtime?
Keep yourself in the game. Keep yourself in the game. The game will open up. You know, Rangers will have a lot of the ball. You know, you have to be aware of that. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of the chasing, but once you get it turned over, if you get it turned over and you get into space, we've alluded to the players that I mentioned earlier on in the top half of the pitch. If you get into these guys can score goals. You know, we're talking about playing Rangers. Was there no boy who scored a hat-trick against them? And was it the...
in the League Cup,
So he'll fancy that. His memory will be like, I can score against this team.
Absolutely.
You know, just get that ball, put that in the right area, and I'll be on it with that pace and hopefully hit the back of the net. So you're just hoping that that's what happens today, but we'll all settle for a 1-0 win, won't we? A scrappy goal.
I was going to say, what's your score predictions, but you're going to go for 1-0?
I'll take Hibs 1-0.
Yeah, okay. Well, Yogi's going for 1-0. Make sure you send us your score predictions on Twitter or on Hibs TV as well. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. Yogi, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And it's now time to pass you to your commentary team of Cliff Pike and Joel Murray. We'll see you all again very soon.